How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. I hope you had a great holiday and a Merry Christmas. And today, I didn't really want to make this video about something negative just because it is the holidays. I want everyone to be happy, but I think we do have to pay attention to it because it's something that probably should annoy you. It probably should piss you off. And I just want to cover it because it is really important. We're also going to talk about some safety and just how you can actually be successful in crypto over the long term. Now, I'll keep this video short. If you don't mind hitting the subscribe button, and there's a link to moomoo underneath the video in case you want some free stocks. Deposit $100 using that link and you'll get tons of free stocks. Now, we can see Bitcoin's price has been stagnant for about 3 months, just at 16,800. Wait, it's only been about 10 days. It feels like 3 months though. We've been just stuck around this level, barely moving. I mean, we moved down $400, popped right back up, moved down $200 or $300, popped right back up. Not much has happened recently with Bitcoin's price. Now, a lot of the reason people think that this has been suppressed throughout the year is because we had inflation go so crazy that we had to start raising interest rates really aggressively. And obviously, you don't want to hold on to risk assets as much in that kind of environment. A lot of growth stocks have also been beaten down pretty hard. But we just got news over the last couple months that inflation has been coming down pretty aggressively. We have been looking at the future Fed meetings, thinking that we are not going to have to raise by as much. And at the same time, we're getting a $1.7 trillion spending bill passed through the House this last week. It's crazy that the Fed is pushing down inflation as much as possible. And then at the same time, we have the House just passing almost a $2 trillion bill. Now, what is so important in this bill? Well, we have $45 billion going to fund Ukraine, which I think probably is good. It also has $850 billion for military spending and almost $773 billion for domestic programs like education, healthcare, and affordable housing. $850 billion for military spending. That is just insane to me. And I don't want to get political here, but $850 billion, there can be a lot of money that gets funneled to certain areas and a lot of people that are definitely going to get some big paydays from this bill. And it just is sad because we've been doing such a good job of pushing down inflation, and then we have a $1.7 trillion bill. Now, some of this might have been completely necessary. Obviously, some of it is not necessary. But when you see something like this at a time too where it's so important not to be spending a lot and not for the government to have a lot of stimulus because we are starting to combat inflation pretty successfully, you want to move your money to crypto. I know that's something that I saw over the last couple of years when the government was spending like crazy. It makes sense that you want something that is not going to be inflated as much. So a lot of people might move their money to Bitcoin. At the same time that we have centralized exchanges that are going down left and right, even Binance, probably the strongest exchange out there, has stuff like this. And this just happened just yesterday. 198 million USDT transferred from Justin Sun to Binance. And then it was in and out in under 5 minutes, with 50 million USDC transferred from Justin Sun to an unknown wallet. So when we have sketchy stuff like this happening, and I'm not saying Binance is going to go down or anything like that, not trying to spread fear, uncertainty, and doubt, although there is a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt in crypto right now, so you probably should be paying attention to it. The fact is, Justin Sun is moving hundreds of millions of dollars to Binance, moving off really quickly. He's stated previously that he would put a ton of money on Binance, and that was right when they were having some issues or some questions. And it just looks a little bit odd, right? When Binance is publishing some asset reports, but only showing Bitcoin assets and liabilities, not really letting these auditing firms go deep into their financials. So it's just a difficult time because if you're buying crypto, you buy it on an exchange or a DEX, a centralized exchange or a DEX. And then you have the question of, should I just hold it on an exchange, for example? I would push to get a hardware wallet so you don't have your crypto on exchanges, because so many big exchanges have gone down this year. It's just not worth it. And that's kind of against what crypto is there for in the first place, is to get away from centralized entities. Even some YouTubers recently have been hacked, and not with exchanges, but just on YouTube. So be careful. There are new scams all the time, new companies going bankrupt. You have to be very careful these days. This is how Tom Nash got hacked. He basically just thought that he was getting reached out to by NordVPN, and they want him to download this file just download it, sign it, and then send it back to him, and he got hacked from it. They basically were able to get into his YouTube, I believe. I didn't watch the video, but this is the crazy stuff that can happen these days. You can just click on a file and then you have your account stolen. So be careful out there these days with all these centralized entities going down, with governments spending trillions of dollars. Be careful, have some dry powder. It could get worse before it gets better, but I think 2023 will be a much better year than 2022, at least in percentage terms. So there is some bright side to that. I think a lot of us have been hardened and are much safer, are much smarter than we were a year ago. We also have some good news. Japan is going to lift a ban on foreign stablecoins like USDT in 2023. They also state, if payment using stablecoin spreads, international remittances may become faster and cheaper. So I think one of the biggest winners of crypto the last few years is stablecoin. Stablecoin has done, actually, with the exception of a few stablecoins, stablecoin has done really well. It's got a huge use case, I think, in the world, and a lot of countries see that too, and they want their own CBDCs. But stablecoin itself, I think, has been really useful in sending payments across the world that are connected to the US dollar and sending them for a fraction of the time and a fraction of the cost. Now, you have to still be careful because a lot of these are very centralized. We saw that with UST falling down and going bankrupt, or basically going to 2 cents. I suppose they might not have technically gone bankrupt, but you have to be careful with these as well. Keep your head on a swivel. I'm still buying Bitcoin consistently, and I hope you guys are taking the right steps to secure your financial future as well. I'm not saying to go buy Bitcoin, but hopefully you are making wise decisions these days. Let me know what you're buying in the comment section, and I will see you in the next video. I hope you all have a great day and enjoy your time. Bye.